My favorite segment beside two reporters with two of my favorite reporters, Farhan Lalji and Ryan Rishaug. They've been covering this Edmonton-Vancouver series throughout. And Farhan, after Vancouver's loss in Game 4, Rick Tocchet, very strong. I mean, despite the fact they came back, they tied this thing, they almost sent it to OT. Rick Tocchet not happy with his team's play and specifically not happy with a few members of the team in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick Tocchet just let his team have it. And I know there's going to be some people that view some of his comments as potentially throwing his team under the bus, and I don't believe that's how it's going to be perceived. But he has been frustrated for a while. He's talked about it late in the year that some guys have just got to get going. Again, talked about it earlier in these playoffs. And this team relies so much on two lines, the JT Miller line and then the Elias Lindholm line, along with Quinn Hughes when he's going. So they need more, especially from the bottom end of their lineup. And I think both teams have had some concerns about it. But what was interesting is I kind of doubled down on the question, because when you look at what the top two Canuck lines are being asked to do, that leaves Elias Pettersson with third-line matchups. And for a guy that's got that many points in his career and what he's about to make next season, he needs to deliver. Now, he did win the key faceoff on the eventual game-tying goal. But other than that, this guy has been a ghost throughout this series. And from Rick Tocchet's perspective, he couldn't really defend it. So he didn't mention Pettersson by name, but he did say, one of 5 or 6 guys that really needs to get going. He's talked about potential lineup changes going into next week. I don't see a world where he benches Pettersson, but if he can't get any more out of this player, I think this team's in trouble.
It'll be interesting, Jay. I was wondering if you were going to ask Farhan if he could name the 6 players that he was talking about, because that's going to be all the chatter on social media. Everyone's going to figure out who are the 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll give Canucks Twitter something else to do, right? Other than just complain about the Soucy suspension, which is good. They need something else to talk about. Let's talk about Evan Bouchard, Ryan. This kid, he's so calm. He's so much. I mean, after the Canucks come back and tie it so late, you could understand if the Oilers would just want to get it to OT. But he was so measured and so calm and has just become a clutch performer for this team at this point.
100%. And, over the years, his greatest gift at times has also been his greatest curse, right? Like, there's no pulse. He's just so calm and so relaxed. And, there's times where that hurts him in his own end, but he's done a great job this year, Jay, of buckling down defensively. He's been very good in this series and in these playoffs in his own end. Really brought that part of his game around. Oh, and by the way, he's still doing this kind of stuff. Clutch, right? We saw the overtime winner earlier on in this series. And then just nerves of steel. His ability to take a pass on the fly, not have to look down and, figure out where the puck is, to be able to shoot with his head up, to pick the spot, snapshot, slap shot. He has both of them. He is so good in big moments of getting the puck on his stick and making a confident play, always gets it on nets. Just a massive performance and a massive goal from a player who is getting better and better and rising to the moment here.
Well, and as far as Evander Kane on that goal as well, made a couple of big hits. He's a pretty quiet series. So for him to get the assist and to just make sure they had possession and to set that up, that was big for Edmonton as well. JT Miller, meanwhile, really blamed himself for that goal. Said he was in the wrong position in the defensive zone and felt he should have blocked it. So a guy taking it on himself.
And Farhan, let's talk about that Canucks power play. They've got the presumed Norris Trophy winner running the point, and they go 0 for 3 again in Game 4. What's wrong with this unit right now, in your opinion?
Yeah, not just 0 for 3, but when we look at that double minor in the first period, the shots through 4 minutes were 1-1, and a shorthanded chance for Edmonton might have been the best chance. So, they'd scored 3 goals in the last 2 games on the power play, and people thought they'd turned it around, but Rick Tocchet and JT Miller weren't buying it. They talked about the fact they were just opportunistic. They needed to be more consistent in their entries. Their power play one simply couldn't establish the zone outside of a faceoff win right at the start of the power play. They just couldn't get there. Edmonton did such a good job of pressuring the puck. The Canucks couldn't handle that pressure. After the game, I asked JT Miller about it. He looked at me, he's like, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm just going to say the same things over and over. Tocchet said they knew they weren't good. They've got to make some adjustments in terms of how they attack the zone and try to get set up.
And then Ryan, Calvin Pickard, what can you say, right? Veteran comes in. Yep. Never really played in the playoffs. Here he goes. He's incredible in game number 4. He wasn't tested a ton, but a lot of pressure on him, and he came through in the end.
I mean, just steady. I thought a signature moment for him was facing down, one of the Canucks' best goal scorers in Brock Besser. And wasn't the best shot by Besser, but confident, steps out, makes the save, right? That's the save that he needed to make in this game, staring down one of the best shooters on the Vancouver Canucks. So Calvin Pickard comes in, one of the best stories, frankly, in the NHL this year. In terms of a guy resurrecting his career, he is beloved in that room. His teammates rave about him. But he said tonight, I don't want to just be a good teammate, right? I want to play good too. He's always been a good teammate, but he's playing great, and he's doing it at the right time. And, Jay, probably a shout-out is needed as well to some of the depth players on this Oiler team. Chris Knobloch had conversations at practice this morning with the likes of Derek Ryan and Connor Brown and Fogle and McLeod. You know, some of those guys hadn't been playing much. I think the message was, I'm going to get you more ice time. Make sure you do something with it. And they got great contributions from the depth parts of their lineup, including on some of those penalty kills you talked about.
Guys, here's an idea. You drive together to Vancouver for Game 5, and you listen to the Got Your Back podcast all the way there. What do you think?
I might listen to the podcast, but I'm not driving with him for 14 hours.
I'm thinking country music. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I'm controlling the radio.
You are not tired of hearing yourself talk.
Country the whole way.
Don't give me that.
Country roads, take us home.
I will say this.
Place
I agree with Ryan would never be tired of hearing himself talk, but we love hearing him talk because this has been Inside Tour.